Now we're going to continue learning about how to complete the square. Can't talk today, apparently. First of all, your warm-up. I want you to pause the video and work these two problems, then come back and check your answer. If you divide both sides by 2, you get x squared is equal to 36, the square root of 36, plus or minus 6. Divide both sides by 6, you'll get 9. The square root of 9 is plus or minus 3. Very good. Now the process for completing the squares, you have to find how to find the last term of a perfect square binomial. What you actually do is you take the b and you take half of it, divide it by 2, and then square it. That gives you your third term. Let's put this in practice. What is half of 20? That is 10. 10 squared would be 100. So the missing value, you'd have to add 100 here. How about this one? What's half of 18? 9 squared is 81. Okay? So let's look at the key concepts on the steps to completing the square. First of all, you have to make sure the leading coefficient is 1. So a must be 1. We're going to isolate the terms with the variable. We're going to add b divided by 2 that has been squared to both sides. This is very important, and this is one that will get you sometimes. Then we factor the perfect square trinomial, which is what we did in the previous lesson, and solve. What does this look like in practice? First step, make sure the leading coefficient is 1. It is. Now we're going to isolate the terms with a variable. We need to get rid of this negative 12. We do that by adding 12 to both sides. Then we take half of 6, which is 3, and square it. That's 9. We add 9 to both sides. 12 plus 9 is 21. Then we're going to factor this perfect square trinomial. It's x plus 3 squared. And then we take the square root of both sides. So x plus 3 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 21. Finally, we need to subtract 3 from both sides. Not such a pretty answer, is it? But it'll come in handy. This is as far as we can take this one. Let's practice again. First of all, is the leading coefficient 1? Ooh, no it isn't. So we must begin by dividing every term by 2. Now that we have that done, we need to isolate the variables, which means, yes, adding 1 to both sides. b is 4. Half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. So now we're going to add 4 to both sides. So here's the 4 to the left, and 1 plus 4 is 5. Now we're going to factor this perfect square trinomial. X plus 2 squared is equal to 5. Take the square root of both sides and subtract 2 from both sides. Our answer is x is equal to negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 5. Very good. Ready to begin working on the assignment.